Jamie Clarke, you made your debut today for Newry City. How did you find it out there?
Yeah, it was fine. Obviously, we knew it was going to be tough. Linfield coming to town. They're pushing on for that European spot. So, look, I think they got the third goal. It took the sting out of the game. But, yeah, great to make my debut and get on the ball.
Yeah, you look very composed on the ball. That's what a lot of us up in the press box were saying. You look very natural out there, very comfortable, and you came on with I'd say about 15 minutes to go or so.
Yeah, I suppose I had it from an early age. I was playing for Dundalk under 18s and obviously stepped away and pursued the Gaelic and had that stint in New York as well with New York Shamrocks. But look, been training this last couple of weeks. I suppose getting on the ball was the key, and just being comfortable and confident. I think that's when you're playing soccer, that's the key, to just relax and enjoy it.
Yeah, I remember you when you were out in New York. Yeah, you were out around the same time as me and you played with New York Shamrocks. How did you find it out playing with them? That's the last time that you would have played at, It was a professional level, it was out semi-professional or so?
Yeah, there would have been a lot of ex-MLS and I suppose feeder clubs for young guys going to the MLS. Yeah, it was a great standard. I enjoyed it. It was obviously Kevin Grogan, who was he won that European Championship with Ireland. It was a great experience learning there, but it was slightly slower. I know the pace is going to be a little bit quicker here, but again, obviously I'd been in with the club with Crossmaglen, so have the 20 weeks pre-season under the belt, which is so feeling fit and sharp and plenty of rest as well.
Good stuff. And before we get into the Crossmaglen stuff, do you ever wonder maybe what you would have done soccer-wise if you didn't play Gaelic? I know it's a question I ask a lot of Gaelic players that maybe do both, but do you ever wonder what you could have done, or would you have pushed on with soccer?
Yeah, I think so. Like, this is it, and I suppose you make that decision, and be it from Crossmaglen, obviously it's one of these things. Like, obviously at that stage it was under 21s with Dundalk or stay across, and we ended up winning the 2 Club All-Ireland, so it wasn't that bad. I think getting to this stage, I took a long time to think about this, because it was something I'd always want to do as a kid. You know, I think it's every young boy's dream actually to, you know, put on a soccer jersey with your name in the bag. So look, it's the top league in Northern Ireland. It's an opportunity now. I still feel fit and as healthy as ever, so I'm looking forward to you know, the opportunity here.
And how did it come about?
It was actually after the Armagh GAA game. I went to all the Armagh games and I suppose came back had a beer in Newry with a few lads, and spoke to the main sponsor, Mar Trainer, last year, and I ended up chatting to Darren, and one thing led to another. So obviously had come to a few training sessions, but I think he was happy with what he's seen, so it's worked out all right.
Brilliant. And just speaking about Cross then, so you're telling me just before we came on that you're training with them flat out, you did pre-season with them, so what does your week look like? How do you balance both sports?
Yeah, like, lucky enough the last 2 weeks it's worked out. Like, I'm out 6 nights a week, but I'm lucky that they didn't clash. You know, and I think Darren and Stephen have a good relationship as well, so it's a case of just, you know, communicating and you know, managing the workload more than anything. The soccer hasn't been as intense, but with the championship coming up now, I think we're at September 11th with Cross, so I'll put a focus on that, you know, closer to the time. But yeah, look, I enjoy it. I love sport. I love playing it. So I've lucky enough I've never had an injury. So you know, I'm kind of grateful to just get on the pitch and you know, and enjoy playing.
That's amazing. And as you said, it's about the two managers having those conversations, being okay with it. I spoke to Darren there and he said, yeah, look, you know, we understand it, and we're, you know, let him go train with his club, and there's a lot of Gaelic players around this area in Newry that do both.
Yeah, well, that's it. And I suppose coming into the league, it's, you know, I do come in with the mindset of, you know, putting the Gaelic behind and focusing, because you kind of want to prove yourself as a footballer here as well, you know, and that's my goal. Like, I'm not just here for the fun of it. Like, it's an elite level, so I want to, you know, perform and do really well and play at this elite level.
You've always struck me as someone who wants to play at the elite level. You always want to play with the best. You don't really probably have interest maybe playing at the lower leagues in soccer. You're going to do it right, almost. Yeah,
like, I played a bit of recreational soccer in Paris, and it was driving me mad because you boys weren't putting in the same effort, so I couldn't, you know, I made sure I let them know, like, you know. But yeah, look, it's one of these things. You want to perform in front of the crowd, and I suppose I've always been like that, and I've done that from an early age, so it's what I know.
And how was Paris? You were over there for a little while. You were pursuing the fashion career. How was all that?
Yeah, I had the business here. Paris was great. I love Paris. You know, it's a lot more grittier than people might think as well. But like, yeah, just I suppose the lifestyle was something that I'd always wanted to do, and and just trying to take as many opportunities as I can at an early age.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what it's all about, to get away, to get travelling, to have those experiences. You're sort of in the limelight, with the GA especially. You're established with Armagh. So I suppose, what were people's opinions when you did leave Cross? Did you get, I'm sure, positive messages, but I'm sure you had your fair share then of negative messages as well?
Yeah, it's a bit of both. I suppose you just have to keep, chat to people that I'm close to. It can be difficult, obviously, reading some of the comments online and stuff, but like, look, it is what it is. Everyone's going to have their opinion. I think people might think that it's, this guy is a free spirit, or he's always away. But like, essentially, it's the discovery period. Your 20s, and you're just trying to figure things out. I think I'm starting to settle now a bit here, and like I'm enjoying the sport, and I'm comfortable back at home. So let's see what happens.
That's brilliant. So you're in with Cross, so Armagh. Is there any conversations with Kieran McGeeney, or would you rule out going back?
Not at the moment. Obviously, Kieran and I have a good relationship. Look, Armagh's Armagh. They had a decent year last year, and like, from my point of view, I want the best for Armagh, and whatever decision I make is for the best of Armagh and not for me. So I'll definitely be putting Armagh first when it comes to making that decision.
So it's never say never. See how you go across and see how you're playing, sort of thing.
Exactly, and if it comes to the commitment thing, whether it's I might have to miss a couple of nights because of this, if it's not able to happen, then obviously I mightn't be able to commit. But look, it's a long season, and the championship's a long way away, but we'll see what happens.
And so what was it like watching them? Obviously last year, that game against Galway, quarter-final, it went to extra time, penalties in the end. You went to the game, you were saying? Yeah,
I went to all the games, just to get a feel for Croke Park as a supporter and see what it meant, to the Armagh fans as well. It was kind of nice. The Galway game was quite intense, but look, obviously I would have preferred to play, with the crowd, and I suppose it was a lovely day. The atmosphere was great, but look, they had chances to win it, and I think that's when you're playing at that elite level, you don't look at it as in that was a great game. I look at it that Armagh should have won,
Kieran Donaghy's in there with them as well, and you can really see the difference in them. You can see the plan they're working on, the style of play.
Yeah, I think both Kieran's. I think Kieran McKeever's in from a defensive point of view as well. So I suppose it takes the pressure off Kieran McGeeney, and that he can, it's a couple more opinions that, guys you can trust and who know the game inside out. So look, they've great players coming through, and you can see that there's a hunger and commitment there, which is great to see.
One of your club mates, Ringan O'Neill, he's been shooting the lights out for them last year.
Yeah, he had a good year. I think he's getting a lot of, I suppose, attention for the free kick. Yeah. But I think he's a lot more to his game than that. I suppose I would have looked at the catch for the goal. Yeah. Was probably a bigger moment in the game. But look, it's I'm looking forward. I hadn't played with Ryan with Cross, so looking forward to teaming up with him again. And I've been chatting him a few times when he's in Chicago. So I think we're looking forward to the championship this year.
Brilliant. So a lot of the lads that went away, they're going to come back in now and join up.
They're back now. Okay. So yeah, Kay McConville. So that's everyone's back in as well. We've 3-4 weeks now until the Silverbridge game. So it's about putting the head down now and getting ready for that.
Brilliant. And for you, it's balancing the whole thing, the soccer, the football, all of that. I'm sure work and stuff in between.
That's it. And like, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to remain present and enjoy it all. When I go to train, I'm there to train. I'm not focusing on the next thing. So one step at a time, and that's where I'm at, actually. That's brilliant.